A little bit late there. Wow, what a heck of a football game. Would first like just to congratulate Coach DeBoer and their staff, their players. Nobody really deserved to lose that football game. That was a well played, hard fought, slugfest, and incredibly thankful and proud. Appreciate our players just laying it on the line for 4 quarters. I've been talking and bragging about this team that this is one of the best teams I've been around when it comes to just the brotherhood and the belief in one another. Something special about it. These guys, again, if I've said something once, I've said it 100 times. They like to work. They like to compete. They like each other, and I think it shows. I don't think you find a way to win our 4th true road game in the fashion that we were able to against the quality of the opponent we did, unless you have a lot of ingredients that maybe aren't on a stat sheet. And but we got the right people in all the huddles. I thought our second half was just much more complimentary than maybe the first half, even though the first half there were some good things, not quite as sloppy. But man, we talked about the turnover battle and just what's the eye test going to say about a physicality standpoint. And I really I love the way we struck and put hands on people, we moved people. The pile continued to fall in the Sooners' direction, and we got our hands on a lot of balls. I think we forced 3 fumbles, had maybe 3 picks, and one of them was called back for an interference. And we blocked a field goal right there before half. Taylor Wine had a strip sack, and just some things as a byproduct of that. This is a place that they had the nation's longest winning streak, and maybe hadn't lost an SEC home game since maybe 2019, and again our highest ranked win since 2017, road win since 2017. So really special. Our special teams, we went in thinking an opportunity to maybe really separate ourselves, and it held to be true. Don't have the final numbers, but the hidden yardage, I felt like we dominated in the hidden yardage. We got some key returns, and Sategna did a great job of possessing the football, not letting the ball hit the ground. Our protection, our coverage units, we had several tackles for loss on our coverage units, and it's just really impressive. I'm really impressed with the way this team continually responded over and over and over. Grayson Miller, again, did he make that Lou Groza finalist? Or not the Groza, yeah, great guy. And but he played like one again tonight. Man, he was just amazing. And then Tate Sandell, again, school record for consecutive field goals made at 21. Just big time. And again, neither offense, I thought, again, Alabama from moving the ball and had a few explosive plays in the first half, and so the numbers were really lopsided. Again, just like Tennessee. But the Sooners were up by 3 going into halftime. And I really believe the turnovers were a big part of that, and then just having the toughness at the right moments to keep them out of the end zone, and held them to a field goal. We called timeout, and then they missed the next one, but Taylor Wine played a big part in that. And then, again, they were 5 of 13 on 3rd down. We were 3 of 13. 7 of 15 they were. 3rd and 4th down, 3 of 13. But turnovers are a big part, and I think kicking game. And then defense there. And I thought the second half we really got into a nice rhythm. We played a little stickier with our coverage and changed up a few of our coverages. And the sheer will of the players at the end of the day. We didn't. I didn't cover anybody. Nobody on our staff tackled anybody. Nobody protected. Nobody caught the ball. Our players is where all the credit goes. And they just made a decision. They were they're going to be in the conversation. So we're 8-2, and proud of again the effort that it took to get to 8-2. But we got some really good quality opponents sitting in front of us, starting with Missouri, and so we'll celebrate this for a few hours and get back to Norman and go right back at it again.
Brent, turnovers kept the Sooners in this game. What does that kind of say about the defense that you built?
Yeah, again, I just, for me, again, we really attacked. We forced, some big-time turnovers. Sometimes that, when it's said the way it said, it's like, oh, well, if that hadn't happened. Well, it did happen, number one. And number two, we forced them with, great pressure up front, guys running the ball, hawking at the football. There are several times we didn't get the ball, but if you're paying attention, and really kind of lifting up the hood and looking at it for what it is, man, our guys were attacking the football, and they were relentless. And so, yeah, I mean, that's, again, there's not a more important stat in football than turnovers, and certainly we said that was going to be the one that showed up on the stat sheet is the one that's going to matter. And then again, the eye test from a physicality standpoint, the winner's going to be the most physical team, and everybody that watched the game, there should be no doubt. And I thought, again, Alabama was very physical. Thought they threw body blows back, but at the end of the day, man, we were able to to be able to again do a little more than they did. So really proud of our guys.
Brent, you've talked so much this year about one possession league, one score games. Do you feel like this team's learning how to win those games even when it's maybe not the prettiest?
Yeah, I mean, who's it not pretty for? What does that mean? Some people it's pretty for. I happen to like it, and but no, I mean, yeah, I think it's a reflection. You seeing it in our league. I don't know what all happened today throughout the league, but we're playing really good people. They're going to make plays. We're going to make plays. We're going to get got. They're going to get got. Turnover is going to be a part of it. Struggle is going to be a part of it. Having to overcome, bad things is going to be a part of it. The team that can figure that out is going to win. So. I don't mind in any way, shape, or form, winning that way. No apologies here. Proud of our guys for their fight.
You use the word toughness and you use the word sheer will to describe keeping Alabama out of the end zone. Where do those qualities come from? I know it's more than that, but where do they come from?
We got a bunch of young men that were raised right.
How do you finish those drives?
Again, I think that we've recruited a lot of really tough guys that believe in themselves and each other, and certainly in how we do what we do. We try to put a lot of stress and pressure on them constantly as we develop our team. And at the end of the day, man, the guts and the will and the edge and the belief that comes from our players, and we try to create vision for them. I think it kind of starts with that, and then it's belief, and then you got to be willing to kick the door in and take the action that it requires, and be the one that kind of lines up, get nose to nose, and it's about competing to win, and everything has magnitude and everything matters. So our players have really bought into that, and they haven't flinched. When the fire is raging and things are looking a little desolate, man, they have responded several times this year, and certainly have the last couple of weeks when it mattered the most. So just have a lot of respect for our players, and I thought they put respect on, again, our brand again this week, and for this program, for this team, 131, and certainly in this conference. I thought they represent themselves in an incredible way.
How big was Bowman's touchdown? Second strip.
Yeah. Did he do that last year? It was huge. Yeah, I mean, you look at the game; it comes down to the one possession there. So yeah, that was critical. Huge play. They're in an empty set, and we're kind of showing a double mug look, and a different call from a year ago, but they got the protection wrong, and they threw the ball quickly. Kip was unblocked, and our guys were ready for it. We're in a zone concept, so they had zone eyes and saw the ball coming. It's huge.
Brent, you talked about struggles and overcoming those in this group, especially today. You guys have had your fair share of up and downs the last couple of years, but what does it say big picture about this program and these players that you've invested in to make it get to this point and get to this next level?
Yeah, man, I just, I'm so appreciative of Right? Again, we've been talking about some of the foundational guys that this is year 4, several that this is year 3. There are several guys that weren't here through last year as well, and but they chose to come here, maybe when it wasn't quite as popular. And I just have great thanks and gratitude for the belief. Staff as well. A lot of coaches have lots of opportunity to leave, and these are a group of people that chose to stay and did believe. And this is just, the tree's judged by the fruit. And again, we're 8-2, so there's no trophies being awarded and things of that nature. So I just want to be mindful of that. But man, it says a lot, and I'm not surprised by the guys that maybe were here last year, and again where we're at right now. And we had to do some convincing with several other guys that are part of that in the locker room as well. So just have a great appreciation. We got great support. Our administration. None of this is possible without great support and vision by the leadership in our administration. As well. And it's one body, but it's many parts, and we all need each other. And so in just a moment, we'll celebrate for just a little bit. Like I said, go right back. And we talked about this last night at our team meeting. Regardless of what happens, man, we got a great, really good Missouri team coming in to Norman next week for 11 a.m. kick, and we're going to have to go right back to work. But this is a group that, man, has continued to respond. The leaders on this team, as I said a week ago, have just, man, enough's enough. And no excuses, no easy way out, no, hiding in the training room or, putting themselves, on the sideline. And so I just, that part, kind of deep down, I have a lot of appreciation for that because I know, how easy it could have been, a year ago for that to happen.
Coach, how special is it? We heard the team playing Dixieland Delight Sweet Home in the locker room a minute ago. How special is it for this team to be able to come into this kind of environment? Yeah,
they've worked really hard for it. So again, I'm not a boastful or braggadocious kind of guy, but man, I'm going to brag on our guys, and they deserve it. It's a hard fought. They've put a lot into this opportunity, and we've created vision for that. So I got to follow through. I'm like, hey man, this is what victory looks like. This is how we're going to do it. And I want to see you guys, dancing and carrying on, just having some joy, in the moment. And I think it's too easy to, kind of go on to the next one and not have an appreciation for the moment and this world and maybe all the bad things that show up on the stat sheet too. We'll get to that when it's time, but that was fun to watch them having some fun.
Okay, last two, Adam and then Jesse.
Yeah, Brent, they go down and take the lead on the touchdown drive. What adjustments, if any, did you guys make defensively just for the rest of the game, including obviously the last series?
Yeah, we just got, again, I thought our coverage was a little better. We turned up some pressure a little bit, more, some timely pressure, got them and created some negative plays that really made it hard for them on a couple of those drives. When we just started getting into a rhythm and having some good field position, again, our special teams was fantastic, and then offense was able to have, a few scoring drives there. Had a couple of field goals, and that's all it took. And then we had, the timely turnover, forced the fumble on defense, and then got a great stop there to kind of close it out. So they scored 7 in the second half, and we scored 6. And in a 3-point halftime lead, we did what we needed to do to win.
Brent, especially, we've asked you a lot about Taylor Lyon, but especially with Arm Mason out tonight, just how critical for some of the plays he made.
Yeah, he was fantastic. He's exactly who he's been all year, one of our best defensive players, and he's a guy that he's a lot of fun to be around, man. He's just got an innocence to him. Again, he loves for you to push him, and he's willing to, again, have the truthful conversations that really good players that are going to improve and develop need to be willing to have. He's a shining example, and then everybody pays attention to all that. And Coach Chavis done a great job with that, with his group, and but he's really become a great leader because he shows up and does the work. He shows up and makes plays, and he's going to give everybody else credit, in doing so. But he was really disruptive again, made some huge plays tonight that helped us. Were real critical, pivotal plays in the game, and really proud of him.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep. All right.
With the
Appreciate it.
players and Coach